Hello, good evening everyone. Achinte Gomer this side. So we are starting our workshop on Omicron Twitter sentiment analysis. So we will start the workshop at 6:05 p.m. If you are watching the recording, you can skip the initial part and check out the latest section. So you can let me know in the comment section if you are able to hear my voice. If you haven't registered for the workshop, you can just go ahead and register. Link is there in the description. Okay, we will start the workshop at 6:05. Okay. So let me just send the reminders and set up everything. Okay, so let me just send the reminders in the group and then we will start our session. Okay, we will start in few minutes. Let me know in the chat if you are able to hear my voice properly. And if you haven't registered, please register. Link is there in the description. You will get the certificate of workshop on your registered WhatsApp number in next 4 to 5 days. And make sure you have provided your proper WhatsApp number. We will not send you any email or anything. You will be getting the workshop certificate on your WhatsApp number only. Okay. Thank you Bhavish Patel for letting me know. I'm just quickly sending the reminders and then we will start our session. Today we will be understanding the Omicron Twitter data set and then we will be doing the sentiment analyzing how people are reacting to Omicron on Twitter. Okay, so Twitter sentiment analysis, it's a uh, very common data science project, and if you combine the Omicron, then it becomes a very interesting data set to analyze. It is going to be a very good project that you can add in your resumes, and it is also very interesting to learn and understand some of the common ML models and algorithms to practice. Okay, so I hope this session will be very helpful to you. You can also check out our 1 month data science and ML bootcamp, which we will also explain to you in details as we progress in this session. Session will be in English so that every student is able to understand it properly. So we will start the session at 6:05. Right now it's 6:03. So in 2 minutes we will start the session. Session will be taken by Aman, who is a data science and machine learning instructor at Tathastu. Okay. So I will share my screen and hand over to him in within a few minutes. If you have any queries regarding this workshop, you can let me know and then we will start our session. Let me just quickly send our reminders everywhere. Also, if you haven't registered, please register now. Link to register is in the description. If you want certificate, you have to register. If you don't want certificate, you are just attending for knowledge, then you don't have to register. Okay. Also, the link to the data set to the project code is already there in the description. If you want to check that out and use it for any reference, then you can also do so. Recording of this session will be provided on this same link on our YouTube channel after this session as well. So you can refer to that after this session also. Okay. So let me share my screen and begin today's session. Let me know if you are able to see my screen or not. I hope my screen is visible to you now. Okay, so we will start the session in few minutes now. Let me know in the chat if my voice is audible and you are able to see my screen properly. By the time, I should also let you know about our 1 month Kickstart Data Science Bootcamp, in which we are going to teach you all the basics of data science along with 8 projects that you can make and learn the concepts of data science from beginning. So it is starting from 15th of Feb. From the next week there will be 12 live sessions of 2 hours each, 7 to 9 p.m. on Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. So we are going to teach you 7 projects in it. Zomato data analysis, Amazon reviews for sentiment analysis, COVID-19 data analysis, malaria disease, recognizing handwritten stock price, Titanic survivors. So in this we are going to teach you from the basics of Python modules, NumPy, Pandas, linear regression. So you will get 2 certificates in it. One certificate of completion, second is a certificate of internship. As you can see in your screen, if you have any queries, let us know. And every session will be of 2 hours long live. You will have recording of each session with lifetime access. We will also cover deep learning, ANN, CNN, RNN as well. Okay, so do check out our bootcamp and let us know if you have any other queries. So I think time is now. We will start our workshop right now. If you haven't registered, please register. Link is there in the description. Okay, so please like the video as well. I hope this session will be very helpful to you. Now I will hand it over to Aman. Aman, I hope you are there.
Yes, sir.
So please share your screen and continue.
Let me share my screen. Is it visible?
Yes, it is visible. Let me also check in the stream. So guys, please let us know if you are able to hear Aman's voice. Aman, you can
Hello.
open.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Just if I am audible, just write in the comment section.
So please give us a few minutes so that we can set up everything, guys. Okay, then we will start our workshop. I am also checking on my mobile. I think it's perfect. You can continue, man.
Okay. Okay. So first of all, good evening, everyone. I'm Aman, and today we are going to discuss our project on Twitter sentiment analysis over the Omicron. Now, as you can see that Omicron cases are rising. So what people are saying about the Omicrons on the Twitter, and so first of all, to create a data science project or to do a data science project, we need a data, and then we need some technical knowledge of data science. So and for that we need some libraries like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn. What are those libraries? I will tell you, in short. But if you are curious about how our data set looks like, so this is our data set, which looks like it has ID, user ID, the location, where user is tweeting from which location, and then user description, what is the user description, then user follower, how many followers does he have, and what is the post, what is the text in the post. So this kind of data we are extracting. So this is an real extracted data from the Twitter website. Okay, it can be from the Twitter web application, Twitter for iPad, Twitter for iPhone, Twitter for Android. So there are different applications of Twitter for different devices. So after seeing the data set, you might be thinking that how we can do such type of data scraping, so we can do such type of data scraping just like this. I have found an amazing, you can say the Python notebook, which is doing the same work. It is scraping the Twitter data set from the Twitter website, or you can say from their database. So how can we extract? We extract the queries. We write queries like we write in SQL to fetch any data. We also write queries to fetch that data, and then we retrieve the data, and then we convert that retrieved data into a data frame, and after creating a data frame, we create different columns, है ना? Like the our data frame will contain username, user location, text, hashtag. What are the hashtags that is used in that particular post, and after that our data set will look like something like this. Okay, so this data and this data is somewhat similar, है ना? But the difference is that it is a raw comma separated file, comma separated value file. Okay, CSV means comma separated value file. And if you see this comma separated value data inside any you can say data frame, it will look like this, है ना? We will see it, है ना? How it looks like. Then we save our data in a file. Let's say here our data is saved by the name of COVID-19 tweets.csv, CSV. But in our case, our data is saved with the name of Omicron.csv. So that's how we can extract a data from any website like Twitter or some other websites, है ना? So this is a process to create a data, to extract a data from any website. And after extracting the data, you need to do the processing over the data, because you cannot understand, है ना? Or even if you are viewing the data set as a raw, you cannot properly understand what this data is trying to say to you. So you cannot extract proper information from the data set. So for that, we do processing over it, है ना? We do processing with the techniques of data science and machine learning. Okay. So, but for the processing, we need what? We need NumPy's libraries like NumPy's, Pandas, Matplotlib. So, what is a NumPy? So, NumPy is an Python library, है ना? So, I hope that everyone is aware about the normal Python, or you can say the basic Python, so that because we are not discussing here the basic Python, Python from the scratch. We are discussing here the libraries which are used in the machine learning. Okay, so is everyone aware about the basic Python? Yeah, if you are not aware, है ना, or if you are aware, then you can just comment down in the comment section, है ना. Hello, am I audible? Okay, so we are not going to discuss the basic Python here. So we are going to discuss the basic information about these libraries. So what is the NumPy? NumPy is an library for the linear algebra, है ना? To perform scientific calculation and to perform such calculations, mathematical calculations in a fast way, or for calculating mathematics, है ना? For a 2D array or a matrix, we use NumPy. Even NumPy is so fast that even the space agency of America and NASA is also using NumPy for scientific calculation. So NumPy is that much fast. And then for the numerical calculation, we use NumPy. It's fine. But for the data manipulation, है ना, for manipulating our data set, for to create to find missing data, or to fill the missing data, to group the data into a group, and merging, joining, concatenating, these type of operations, है ना, these type of operations can be performed with the help of a Pandas library. So what is a Pandas? Pandas is a easy to use open source data analysis and manipulation tool. Okay, manipulation means what? To use data accordingly. Okay, and it is built on the Python programming language. And after that, we have Matplotlib library. So now we are able to perform numerical calculation. We are able to perform the operations over data. Now what we want to do? We want to see our data, है ना? That how my data looks like, है ना? So for that, I use, or you can say we use Matplotlib or Seaborn. So these both are plotting libraries. Okay, What do you mean by plotting? So plotting is we are plotting our data points into a graph. Okay, we are plotting a 2D or a 3D graph, with the help of a matplotlib or seaborn library. So these libraries are used for plotting different graphs, line graphs, and a scatter plot graph, and histograms, bar graphs, pie charts. So these are a different type of charts that you can plot with the help of matplotlib and seaborn both. Okay, and now something is different here. We are using word cloud, है ना? So let me tell you what is a word cloud. As you can see, word cloud is a type of a image, or you can say the graph, where the graph is formed from the combination of different images, or you can say the combination of different words, na? Like if I want to create a graph, है ना? So like in this graph we have different words: social, domain, and then marketing, open. So these are the different words. So every word has a different font size, and so how every word font size is different, because the frequency of each word is different. Suppose this word is the biggest in the whole graph, है ना? So this word, this this must be the word, है ना, which has the higher frequency than other words, and then similar for other. So what is a word cloud? Word cloud is a visualization technique for text that are natively used for visualizing the tags or keywords, and which keywords are highly used, which hashtags are highly used, and for in different websites. So we will be using this type of a technique to visualize the text, है ना, that is, or hashtag that is used highly in the tweets of Omicron. Okay, so that is a word cloud. So is it clear to all that what we are going to use in our project: NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn, and word cloud? Is it clear up till now? And also how we can you can say the scrap data from any website. Is it clear? If it is clear, then you can just write clear in the chat section or comment section, so that we can proceed further. Okay, good. So yeah, I can see that it is clear to everyone. So now let us talk about the data set, or you can say what our data set contain, है ना? What are the things that our data set contains? The data set we are using here is collected using Twitter API. Uh, as I have shown you, this is how we can collect the data set from an website, है ना? So our data set is similarly collected using Twitter API, है ना? Then the data set contains these type of column. It has username, user location, user description, and all these type of a column. How many friends user have, how many what are the things, and what are the how many favorite posts and user have, is user verified or not, what is the date of that tweet, what is the text inside that tweet, what are the hashtags that is used inside that tweet, what is the source, how many retweets, and all that thing. So let us first do that. For doing anything, before doing anything, we just have to import some libraries, which we will be using in our project. Like we will be using NumPy, because Pandas and Matplotlib, all those libraries uses some function of NumPy internally, है ना? So let's say if you are not using NumPy directly, if you are not applying function of NumPy directly, indirectly you are using NumPy when you are using Pandas, Matplotlib, or Seaborn, because some function of Pandas, Matplotlib, and Seaborn use NumPy internally. That's why we have imported NumPy as NP. So what is NP here? So NP is used as an alias. Okay, what is an alias now? Alias is a keyword. Alias is a keyword so that we don't have to write numpy all the time. Whenever we want to call numpy, है ना? So we just write np in instead of numpy. And similar for the pandas, then for the matplotlib, and then for seaborn, है ना? We have imported seaborn as import seaborn as sns. Now import matplotlib pyplot as plt. So this is the method to import matplotlib. Okay, so for importing matplotlib we have to write matplotlib.pyplot because there are several modules, because matplotlib is not only for the python, it is also available for different languages. So for python, for plotting in python we use pyplot module of matplotlib. Then we have written here the percentage matplotlib inline. This is used for what? To plotting our graph inside this Jupyter notebook itself, है ना? Before the Jupyter notebook, है ना, what happens that if we plot a graph of matplotlib, है ना, it will just open another you can say the application or window where your graph will be shown, है ना. It won't be shown in the same Jupyter notebook. So that's why, है ना, this line is introduced to show our graph inside the same Jupyter notebook. Now we have imported word cloud from the word cloud. And what is the word cloud? As I have told you, है ना, this type of thing we have to create. So this is created with the help of a library called word cloud. So this is not an inbuilt library. Okay, this is not an inbuilt library. This is you have to install it. So how to install it? You just have to write pip install and then library name. It will install that library. And now these two last lines are what? These two last lines are for you can say the removing the warning. Okay, so let's say you are working on the lower version of a Python, है ना, and you got warnings like this function will be changed to this, है ना. So in that case you will get some error. So you will get some error, not proper error but warnings, है ना, like this function will be removed, है ना, in the next future version or something like that, ना. So to ignore that type of thing, है ना, to remove that type of warnings, we use this thing, है ना, from the warning module. So it will just reduce our warning. I will show you, है ना, if we don't include this type of thing, what happens. But let us look at the other data, other lines of code. Now what we are doing, as I have shown you the data set, it is looking like that, है ना. It is so messy that we can't even read, है ना, and this is a huge data set. Okay, this is a huge data set. You can even count the line numbers. It is going 1,70,105. It is huge. So what we are doing, we are importing data set. So how to read data set? So we have to read data set. This is the variable name that you can give any variable name to your data set. Now we have given tweets underscore data df equal to pd pandas dot read underscore csv. So read underscore csv is a inbuilt function in a pandas library which is used to read comma separated values. Okay, which is used to read comma separated values. So inside that we will write our file name or the file location. So in my case, my file is located inside the same folder, so I have written only the file name. But let's say your file is situated in some other folder, है ना, then you have to provide the proper complete location of that file. Okay, now we have loaded our data set inside tweets underscore data frame. Now what we can do, we can just print the shape. How we can print the shape? We can print the shape with the dot shape attribute. We have created the data frame, है ना. In this variable we have loaded our data. Now what is the shape of my data, है ना. So what is the shape of my data? Shape of my data is we can get the shape from the dot shape attribute, and it will print like the data shape. This is an f string. If you know the basic Python, this is an f string, है ना, and we can print variable inside an f string. If you know the basic Python, we can print the variable inside f string. So we are just printing this string data shape, and then we are printing variable inside that string. So we have 78,168 rows, है ना? Yeah, it means like we have 78,168 tweets fetched from the data set. So this is the date, and we have 16 columns. 16 columns means what? Like this. One column is for the ID, one column contain the username, one column contain the user location, then user description, user created, source, hashtag date. So let us look at how these columns looks alike. So if we do data frame dot describe, so what it will just show you, it will show you all the count, है ना? What is the count for that column? What is the mean value for that column? What is the standard deviation? In this case, है ना, it is not much very much useful, है ना, because we are not dealing with the numerical values, है ना, of the data set. We are more focusing on the text part, because we have to create the word cloud. Okay, so this is how my data set looks like. So I have written the data frame variable name dot head. Dot head function, what dot head functions do? It shows you the top 5 values. Okay, it shows you the top 5 values. Okay, now how my data set looks like. So this is the user ID. It will be unique for everyone, huh? If you use any kind of you can say the social platform, है ना, so there is an unique user ID for every user, है ना. Your username can be same, but you cannot have a same user ID. Okay, so that's why it will be unique. Then it is the username, then it is the location, है ना, and then it is the user description, what the user have written for themselves. Then when the user is created, and how many followers user have, and how many friend user have, how many favorites user have marked, and then is user verified or not, then what is the date of the tweet, and what is the text inside that tweet, what is the hashtag. So it can have a single hashtag, or it can also have a multiple hashtag also. Okay, now what is the source, है ना? Is the user tweeted from the Twitter web app, or Twitter for Android, or Twitter for iPhone, iPad, है ना? So how many retweets his tweet gets. So this type of a thing we have in our data set. So before moving forward, I want to know that if the data is clear to you, है ना, what are the things that are inside our data set, है ना, what type of values we are looking. So is it clear is it clear to everyone? If is it clear, then you can just write, है ना, clear. Or if you have any doubt, na, then you can also ask, है ना, simultaneously you can ask your doubts. I'm seeing your comments. Okay, good. Perfect. If data set is clearly understood, na, then we are going to perform some operations, है ना. Like we have discussed, na, कि in pandas we have different data. We have different operations that we can perform on the data, like missing data set. We can find the missing data set. Then we can find the number of unique values. Then we will find the most frequently used values, and then we will visualize our data, है ना. So let us start with the first operation. So like here, na, as a normal data set, if the data set was normal, है ना, then we can just write a inbuilt function of is null or is any, है ना, this type of a functions that is used for detecting the missing values in our data set, है ना. But here we are writing our custom function. Okay, we are writing our custom function to check the missing values. So let us say what our custom function is saying. So this is the basic Python keyword, है ना. We are defining here the function missing data. Then we are passing data into it, And what is the data here? Data is our data frame. Okay, so we are passing whole data frame into it. Then we will check is null function. If there is any null value inside our data set, है ना? So it will give us the summation of all the null values, है ना? So let me show you. Let me show you, है ना, one thing. Let us do one thing. Let us just import our libraries. If I have to show you, then we can just do that also. Mm, okay. Yeah. So our data set is what? Tweets underscore data frame. Yeah. Dot is null. So my kernel is running still. Okay, we have. Let us run each and every file again. Yeah. So see here, when we write is null dot sum, then what happens that it sums all the null values present inside each column. Okay. So with this line, we are getting something like this. We are getting something like this, and then what we are doing, we are calculating the total percentage of missing value. Let's say I have 78,000 and something rows, I have 78,000 and something rows. Then what will happen here? My null values, my count of null values will be divided by the total values, and then into 100. Then it will give us the percentage that how many percent values are missing from my data set. And then we will concatenate those two things, the total value and the percentage value. Like you can see here, we have concatenated the total value and then the percentage value and what type of a data it is, what type of a data it is. So let's say total value is 0 and the percentage will be 0. If my total value is what? Total value is something like total null value is this much, and I have rows somewhat like 78,000. Then it is like 21% of that data, है ना? I have 21% of missing values, and let's say how I am getting this type of a data frame from my data frame, है ना? So we have created this data frame with the help of this for loop, है ना? We are iterating over each columns. Let me show you what my columns looks like. Let us just rerun this. Okay, not data, it's tweets. So see what we are doing here, we are iterating with the help of for loop for column in this list, है ना? Data dot columns. For first it will run for the id, then it will run for the username, then it will run for the user location, and so on. So it will store the data type, है ना? It will store the data type. If I just say you that, okay, let us do one thing. Just copy this, then paste here. Let us just define our tweets data frame, है ना? Tweets data frame. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Type is a kind of a list that we are getting. I just want to show you what we are doing here. see here. So we have iterated on each column, है ना, and then for each column we have stored the data type, है ना. And how we will get the data type? We will get the data type with the d type attribute. Okay, we are applying the d type attribute on each column, and this will give us the data type, and then we are storing that data type inside a empty list, है ना. So we have stored the data type, we have calculated the percentage of missing values, we have calculated the total missing values in a column. And so now what we are doing, we are just transposing our matrix, है ना. Initially it will look like what? It will look like this id, username and the user location. If we don't na, do the transpose, let us just do one thing. Just return the normal TP. Return see, if we don't do the transpose, it will look like somewhat like this, है ना. So it is not looking very much you can say the it is not looking very much good to us, है ना, because we are getting this type of value on the y-axis. And so if we want this type of value on the x-axis, then what we can do, we can just transpose, है ना. If you know about the matrix, then you definitely know about the transpose. It is basically the changing rows and columns, है ना. So now we have checked the total number of missing values, percentage, and what are the data type. And similarly, we will check how many unique values we have. Okay. So like I have told you, user ID must be separate, must be unique for everyone. So that is, we have 78 total unique IDs. I have told that username can be same. So you can see there are only 33,000 unique usernames, है ना, out of 78,000. And similar for the location, it can be na कि more than 2 or 3 person or more than some count of person can be tweeting from the same location or from the different. So there are only 11,000 different locations, है ना. Now the description is also same. You can see that description is also same. So we are just counting how many unique values for each and every column, like we have calculated for the above columns, है ना. So we have calculated the unique values. We have done same thing, है ना. We have just counted the total number of count, and then we have just calculated the unique values. And how can we calculate unique values? With the help of an unique function. Okay, with the help of an unique function. An unique function will give us the number of unique values. Okay, it will give us the number of unique values. Then we have returned the transpose here. Like see, we have created function here. We have not passed the data. We have passed data here. This is the function which we can use for you can see the other data frames also, है ना, for similar data frame, for similar other data frames. So we have created a custom function, then we have applied the function on this whole data set. Okay, and now as we have seen the unique values and the missing data, similarly we are calculating the most frequent values, है ना. So before moving to the most frequent values, I just want to know that if you have any doubt regarding unique values and missing values, then you can just ask. Just ask your doubt, है ना. If you have any doubt about the uniques, what we have done in calculating the missing values, or what we have done in calculating the unique values, then you can just ask, है ना. Or if everything is clear, then you can just write, है ना, clear in the chat box. Okay, great. So is the both unique values and the missing value part is clear to all? Sir, unique values are unique in data. Yeah. Unique values are those values which are not repeated in data set. Okay. Great. So if this is clear, then we can just move ahead to the most frequent values section. Okay. So what we are doing here. So as I have shown you the word cloud. Okay. As I have shown you the word cloud, in a word cloud, what we do, we just plot the word with different font size, है ना? And the word which is, can you just explain the context concate line once again? Okay. Uh, let me show, है ना, the concate part. What we have done here. So concatenation is a basic process. We are just concatenating this and this column. We are just concatenating the total and the percentage column on column wise. Okay. And the name of columns are total and percent. You can just give different name also, but what you are concatenating these two, है ना, columns. Okay, is it clear how we are concatenating? We use x is equal to 1 when we are concatenating, you can see the y on the y axis wise. Okay, the column wise, like I have shown you now, when we are returning here, only tt. Let me just do that for you again. When we are returning here tt, then we have concatenated our column, है ना, on the axis wise. This is for the axis 0. Let me just open. Okay, let me write, है ना, m pen here. Yeah. Okay. See here. This is for the y-axis when we concatenate our column like this, है ना, on y-axis, and this is for the x-axis. And when we concatenate our data on the y according to y-axis, we write x is equal to 1, and when we concatenate data according to x-axis, we write x is equal to 0. Okay. Okay, Abhishek, is it clear? I think it will be clear na now. So any other doubt? Yeah. So let me just erase it once again. We will open it again. So we have done unique part, है ना? Then what we are doing, we are calculating the most frequent values. As I have shown you, है ना, the bigger word is that word which is repeated mostly, है ना, or you can say the which has the highest frequency inside that group of words, है ना. So like if I say that na, social is presented 50 times, then marketplace could be like 30, 25, and then media is presented for the 40 number of times. Then other different count for each and every word. So that's what we are doing, है ना, inside calculating the most frequent values. So what we are calculating? We are calculating the total count. What is the total count? है ना? Then we are just look at the data. है ना? What we are doing. So we have a column by the name of the total values. What are the total values? So these are the total values, and why these values are smaller? Why these values are smaller? Because we have some missing values. Okay, we have some missing values in it. Na? So that's why the value for the user location column is lesser than the 78,168 rows. Na? But if some column has no missing values, then the value is equal to the total number of rows. Okay. So most frequent item, what we are calculating here? See, we have a list, empty list. We have created an empty list of items. Then we have created an empty list for values. What we are doing? We are iterating in each column as we have done in all both the previous functions. We are iterating in each column, and then we are you can see the we are accessing the value counts. We are accessing the value counts for and what we are doing, we are accessing the value count and putting in that different variable item and ITM and value variable. So we are putting the item count in two different variables, and then we are appending those variables in what, in our list, in our list. Now the most frequent item will be this item list. Okay, the most frequent item will be this item list. The most frequency of the most frequency of you can say anything will be this frequency list. Sir, what if we have no value in column? Will it be a blank space in result? No, it is actually in Python. We if there is not if there is no value, so like we have nan, which is or you can say the null value. Nan is what? Not a number. Nan is representing a value which is not a number or which is not any type of a data. Then it will be written here nan. Or it can be empty also, but it will be counted as nan value. Okay, null value. So now here we have the frequency, So like in ID column, I have told you each and every ID is unique. So the frequency for each and every number will be 1. Every number is presented only one number of time. Like the username, the most common username is Nathan Joiner, which is presented 5,557 times. Okay, so and similar for this is the most common location, and this is the most common description. So this type of thing, which is presented most number of times. So that is what we are calculating here. So how we have calculated the percentage? We have calculated the percentage like we have calculated percentage in the above you can see the missing value part. So we are not doing anything different. We are just what we are just doing. We are just iterating over the all the columns, and then in our missing value we have counted the missing values, and then in our you can see the above thing unique values, we have counted the n unique values with the function. And then in our most frequent values, we are counting the how many times the data is present. Okay. So now comes the visualization part. We have seen the data set. We have created different data set, for most frequent and then for missing and then for unique values. So now let us create something for the visualization. So yeah, we can also have you can say inbuilt functions, for plotting. But for you can see the for more core experience, we have just created an custom function for so that you can just get the idea, how things work inside an inbuilt function. So there are functions for plotting the count plot, है ना? If you will see, there are function for plotting the count plot. See, so there are just function you can just do, है ना? You can just write in a one line cbond dot count plot. You can just plot your, है ना, count plot with the you can say the one liner function. But what we are doing here, we are just you can say that we have just created a customized function which we are using here. So what we have done here, we have first of all we have created a subplot of 1 comma 1. What is 1 comma 1 representing here? We have created a 1 comma 1, है ना? We have created a this 1 comma 1 plot. And if we have if we have written here 1 comma 2, then what it will be? Then it will be like one row and two columns, है ना? We have if we have written na, if we have written something like this, we have written something like this, let us say. So it will be like one row and then two column. Okay, so it will be like this. But we have just written what? We have just written one row and one column. So our plot is looking like this: one row and one column. Okay. So let us remove this also. Yeah. So we have created, है ना? You can see the figure subplots. Now, what we have done here, ordered. What is this value ordered here? Ordered is for if we want to plot our data order wise, है ना? Like in an decreasing order or an increasing order. Okay. So which has the highest value is written here, then simultaneously the lower one, the lower, and then the lower than that. So similarly, here is an, you can say the hierarchy, है ना? Here is an hierarchy that the higher value is written like this, then this. So there is a trend, or you can say the which is followed. So that type of thing. So yeah. So we have written here, if ordered, then just write the count plot. See, we have used the inbuilt function inside it, है ना? But we can't customize an inbuilt function, है ना, according to our you can see the use, according to our use case. So we have written a custom function and we are using that inbuilt function inside it. So what we will be plotting, we will be plotting that we plot the feature here, है ना? So what we'll be plotting here, let's say inside the feature, what you are plotting. So now here, look, we are plotting the username. What is the common username? What is the most frequent username here? See here, we have passed the username also, है ना? Username को we have passed the column of username, and from where I want to pass the username column, from this data frame. I want to pass my tweets underscore data frame, है ना? And then I want to pass the username column from my this data frame. And what is the 4 here? 4 is what? 4 is for the size. Let me show you. If I just let me run this. If I just decrease this, you can see the size. Okay, I think, yeah. See, I think I'm not able to write it. Let me just, okay. So yeah, we can do that, but let me rerun this again. I think there is some issue with the kernel. Yeah. Count plot will draw the graph. How many count of a particular value you have. See, if I talk about the count plot, what it performs, है ना, it performs like how many time the value first is repeated in my data set, how many time the value third is repeated in my data set, or you can see how many time of you can see the man is seen in my data set. Okay, so that type of a thing. Let us just import our libraries. Yeah. Yes. Just see. I have decreased the size, है ना? So if I have decreased the size, then what should happen here? See here, I have decreased the size, then my graph is looking like a mess, है ना? So you can say that you can also decrease the size accordingly, है ना? So we have customized our graph to such level. Then you can increase or decrease your size according to your need. Now, like we have just seen, है ना, that we have created the graph with the count plot. Then if size is greater than 2, if your graph size is greater than 2, you can just see this values, है ना, on the x-axis is written, you can see the perpendicularly, है ना, on the 90-degree angle. So it is because of this we have created some automation here. Let's say if I write, है ना, size something like 2, you can see that my values on the x-axis is written horizontally, है ना? You can see my values on the x-axis is written horizontally. As I do my value greater than 2, it is doing what? It is rotating my values with 90-degree. Okay, and it is also representing the size 8. I can just do size 10 also. So that type of customization, if we want to do some customization, then we can do like that. Okay. So is it clear? You can just plot your count plot with the simple single line also, but then you can't do that much of customization, है ना? And what is the palette here? Palette is nothing but just the color combination. Okay, palette is nothing but just the color combination. Is it clear? And then we are getting the title with the help of this f string, and then what column we are passing? We are passing the username. Then we are getting the number of percentage of username, number and percentage of username, है ना? In place of a title, we have passed the username. So it is that much, है ना, easy. And then you can we have also calculated the percentage here with the help of you can say the f string. So that type of a thing, you know, you can perform. So yeah, it will be you can say a good homework for you, है ना, to revisit this customized function, है ना, and see that you can create or not. So similarly for the user location, see here, what is the benefit of creating a custom function? Then you just have to create a function once, and then you can apply that function on multiple you can say the graphs. I have just plotted my graph of user location on the by using the similar function, or you can say the same function. Okay, so I have just created my graph for location, then my graph for the source column. So these are you can say these are the benefit of creating some custom function. Then you can use this custom function on different columns. So this is how we create the you can say the graphs. So now let us move to the last part, है ना, which is the plotting the word cloud, है ना. So I have told you what is a word cloud, and the plotting is we have created a custom function for plotting in a word cloud also, but let us look for the custom function first. So what is the stop words? Stop words are those words, है ना, like and, comma, the, है ना. So such kind of word which can be ignored, है ना, or which are used as a separator, like between the two important word, है ना. I have a word like and, the, which is not a meaningful word, है ना, uh, which is because a and the is repeated so many of times, है ना, so many number of times, but we don't have to give so much value to those words. So just stop words are those words, है ना, which are uh, repeated many number of times but have no values. So these are the set of stop words. Now we have created a function show word cloud by the name of show word cloud, and then we are passing our data frame, and then what we are doing with the data frame, we are setting the background color, है ना, like the background color is white. Now inside my stop word, what word I have to use, you can also define your stop word, है ना, your customized stop word, like you want to use some word and some particular word, है ना, as a stop word, like you want to use book as a stop word, then you can also just include, है ना, book in the stop word, so that whenever book will be repeated in your data set, it won't be counted as an important word. Then how many maximum word your word cloud has can show? It can show only 50 words, maximum 50 words. Like we have seen, na, this word cloud have huge number of words, but our word cloud can show maximum number of 50 words, है ना. Then what is the font size, maximum font size? Then we have we have retained the maximum font size to 40. And then what is the scale? Scale is the size, है ना. Then what is the random state? Random state is what? Random state is you can say just like um, what you can say that random state is a group of random values, है ना. Like you have 10 group, okay, you have just like suppose you have 10 group of random values, है ना, and you are picking, you can say the any number any group, है ना. Let's say you are picking the first group, then every time when you will pick the first group, then it will be the same value, है ना. Let's suppose I have 5, 10 in my first group, then if you pick, है ना, any number of time, if let's say ना, if I change to 2, है ना, let's say, है ना, see this type of a word cloud, we have green big told symbol Omicron type of value in our word cloud. See, so now my words are changed, है ना. So what happened here, that in my random state 1, if I will do random state 1 again, you will see that same type of value, okay. So my random state 1 means my group 1 has some values, and when I will use that the group 1, I will get the same value, and when I will change the group number or random state, then I will get the different set of values and a different set of words. So from that, now with that features, we are generating our word cloud with the help of our data frame, है ना. We are just passing our data, like we are passing in a text, we are passing our text column inside our data feature. Now we are plotting with the help of this line PLT. What is the PLT used for? PLT used for matplotlib. If you remember, we have written the PLT matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. So we are using matplotlib here, and then we have just decided the figure size. Figure size is what? Figure size is this X and Y, the figure size, and we have kept axis off, है ना. Axis is what? X and Y axis, है ना, X and Y axis, and this is the title, है ना. You can see the title for our graph, and then you can just plot the word cloud. So now we have created a function. So now we can use that function, and inside that function we just have to pass our data. We just have to pass our text column, and then we have to write title here, है ना. What the title we want to give our data set. Just we have to do that, and then it will do all those work, है ना. So what is the benefit again here for the creating a function? That we have to just write the code for creating word cloud once, and then I can use for the whole tweets, है ना, uh, uh, for representing the word cloud for whole tweet. Like, and here we have just done one thing. Then inside a data set, na, inside a data set, we have you can see the locations, है ना, different locations. So we have extracted those values in which location is what? India. In which location is double equal to, means location is equal to India. Then we have created a separate data frame for the India, and then we have just passed the data frame text column, and then we have just given the heading tweets from India. Then this is the words, na, that is represented maximum number of time in Indian tweets. And then similar for we have just done, we have created a separate data frame for the United States. Then we have just passed the data from, and then we have just created a word cloud for the United States. So see what we have done. We have just you can see the created word cloud function once, है ना, and then we have just manipulated and used that function again and again and again. So that is the power of creating a function, है ना. That's why it is called dry, है ना. The concept of function is dry. Don't repeat yourself. Just write it once and use again and again. So that is how we can just create word cloud for different countries, है ना. Like for South Africa, India, UK, and what all locations that are present in my data set, like Canada, है ना. So this is how we can just plot the word cloud. Okay, is it clear? How we can plot the word cloud? Like these are the tweets and what people are saying in the London. Is it clear that we have created different data frames for different locations, and then we have just used our word cloud function, and then we have plotted word cloud for different locations. Yeah, cool. Then if anyone is having any doubt है ना regarding creating word cloud, then you can just ask, है ना. Great. So now come to the last part, है ना. We will just seeing here how we can count the number of hashtags, है ना. So in a tweet, है ना, if you have seen a tweet, then it contains some hashtags, है ना. So what we are doing here, we are just creating a data set that so first of all what we are doing here, we are replacing all the nan values. Look, someone was asking na if it is empty or something like that. So it is called the nan, okay, not a number. So if there is any nan value or none value, then what we have to do, we have to replace, है ना, nan value with none. Okay, we have replaced nan value with none. Then if I have a slash n, है ना, or you can say we have to replace slash n with the empty space. Then if let's say we have different you can say hashtag like Omicron, COVID-19. So those hashtag will be separated with the help of a comma. Then we can just split that string, है ना. It will give us the list. Then we can just use in the hashtag count. You can say the column. Then we can just plot how many hashtag count each hashtag has, है ना. So mostly you can see mostly the number of hashtag is 1. So most number of you can say the our tweets are having what, 1 number of a hashtag, and some tweets also have 2, some have 4, some have 6, and similarly. So yeah, this part is doing nothing but replacing my empty or you can say the nan hashtag, है ना. and you can see the splitting my more than two hashtags, and then we are plotting those number of count on a graph with the help of plot feature distribution graph. And what is the plot feature distribution graph? This is just the graph with some function, like we have just defined a figure size, then we have defined a title, and then we if we are checking, है ना, if is log is false, है ना. What is an is log? Is log is what? Let's say if I just tell you about the title is this, where is my function? This is the feature that we are passing. This is the column, this is the title, and this is the data frame. So now we are, if is log is false, है ना, so we have just created a function. So if this is false, then what we have to do? Let us just do one thing. Let us make it true. Then see what will happen. That will give you a better idea. Okay, it is not doing any much change in this example. So what we are doing here, we are just plotting a disk plot. If you will study about the disk plot, na, let me show you what is the disk plot. Okay. See, so this is a distribution plot. Basically, it shows the distribution of your data. Okay, this is the you can see the this part. This, है ना? So this is the histogram part, and this is the number of beans. Number of beans means how many number of bar, or you can see the inside your value, है ना? This is the number of beans. It is represented, and then the label is represented by the feature. Label is what? Label is this. This is called the label, है ना? This is called the label. So it is represented here. Then we are just we are not writing anything on the x-axis, and then we are not writing on the legend. So it is also called the legend. Then we are just showing our graph. So we have just created a custom graph. I don't think that we need custom graph to create this kind of a thing. But yeah, we have just written the custom graph here just to show you that how things can be customized. You can just write this type of a count plot in a single line also. Okay. So don't get confused, in all those values you can just write your count plot, with the, you can see the simple single value, or you can see the single line. Okay, is it clear? Am I audible? If you have any query or any doubt, then you can just ask. So what we have seen here, we have seen about the NumPy, then pandas, what is a matplotlib, what is seaborn, what is a word cloud. Then we have seen, how we can scrap data. You can scrap data with like this. With this process, we have created this data frame, this data set, and then we have imported all the files here. Then we have seen different custom functions. So yeah, I think that this session was pretty much helpful for you, because we have seen a lot of customized functions.
Aman?
Yeah.
Covered everything?
Yes, sir. I've done everything. Is there any doubt, then you can just ask. I'm here. But I hope this session was helpful for you all.
Okay.
And
Students, if you have any
have learned
queries,
something
please
new.
ask fast. We are live for next 5 minutes. Then we are ending the session. Okay. So if you have any queries, you can please ask. And also, if you are watching the session after, you can also later comment on the video, and we will reply your queries there as well. Okay. You will get your certificate on your WhatsApp number in next 4-5 days. You don't have to do anything. We will contact you and provide your certificate. Okay. So please ask your queries right now. Also, please, Aman, tell them about the bootcamp. Okay.
Yeah. So we have done, है ना, we have done the basic part of, you can say, the analyzing our tweets, है ना. We can also do the proper sentiment analysis. We do, है ना, the sentiment analysis for, you can say, the Amazon reviews also, है ना, like uh, if this review is positive or negative or like something like that. So that is a project inside our bootcamp also. So if you don't have any knowledge also, so, or if you have intermediate knowledge about the data science or machine learning, we will see everything from the scratch, है ना. We will see how NumPy functions, what all are the NumPy functions, what are the pandas function, how to use different visualization libraries like matplotlib, cbon, plotly, and cufflinks. So we will see, we will plot on the map also. We will include street map or territorial map. So we will do a lot of things, and then we will see different machine learning algorithm, and we will learn how these algorithms work intuitively, not only with the code, but how these algorithms are working intuitively, and in the back scene. We will also see the behind the scenes, and what is happening behind the scenes of all those code, and then we will get the introduction about the machine deep learning, and then artificial neural network, and how things are working inside that neural network. And then for the CNN computer convolutional neural network, then for the we will see the RNN recurrent neural network. Then we will create a project also. We will do a lot of project and a lot of hands-on learning in our bootcamp also. So if you want some in-depth knowledge, and also from the scratch, then you can just join our bootcamp for the machine learning and data science for 1 month. So yeah, if everything is clear to all, then it is good. I hope the session is useful for you all, and I'm done, sir.
Okay, great. That's all from our side. We are ending the session. Let us know if you have any queries on WhatsApp. Okay. Thank you, Aman. Thank you for the session.
Thank you, sir. I just end the meeting, sir.
Yes.
Okay, sir.